Good evening and welcome to the City Council meeting of the City of Norwalk. It is January 27th, 2026, and it is now 7:32 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item on the agenda is roll call. Clerk, please call the roll.
Good evening. Ms. Ayers,
Present.
Mr. Bucklow,
Present.
Mr. Goldstein,
Present.
Mr. Hostin,
Present.
Mr. Lopez,
Here.
Mr. Sawyer,
Present.
Mr. C, Mr. Wiggins,
Here.
Ms. Young,
Here.
Ms. Edie,
Here.
Ms. Wennerstrand,
Here.
Mr. Degenshine,
Present.
Mr. Dellinger,
Here.
Mr. Freyer,
Here.
Mr. Bailey.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Next is the acceptance of the minutes of the regular meeting of January 13th, 2026. Is there a motion, please?
So moved.
Okay, Mr. Degenshine moves the minutes. Are there any changes, corrections, or additions? Ms. Edie?
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Sorry.
There you are.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Page 14 of the minutes, the last paragraph, it says Miss Winterstrand, but it should say Miss Edie.
Thank you. Any others? Seeing none, I will call the vote. All in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Abstentions? One abstention, Mr. Hostin, and otherwise all ayes. Moving on to public participation. We have no one here in chambers. Is there anyone online who would like to speak? Please raise your hand. We can't hear you out here.
There are none, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we will go ahead and close public participation and move on to resignations and appointments. First is the resignation of Dawn Overton from the Board of Assessment Appeals. Do I have a motion
It's a
to
resignation.
accept it?
Thank
We have to accept. Okay, thank you. Mr. Goldstein, all in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Abstentions. All right, and that carries. Moving on to reappointments, we have first the reappointment of Tamsin Langalis to the Planning and Zoning Commission as a regular. Is someone, Mr. Freyer? Thank you.
Yes, I'd like to move Tammy Langalis to the position of on the Board of Planning and Zoning. I've known Tammy for more than 20 years. She's a neighbor and a very good friend. Her service to the city of Norwalk is quite outstanding. To begin with, in 2007, until she retired about a year ago, she was served as the commissioner of the 6th taxing district. 2008 through 2011, she also served on the Board of Assessors Appeals. And then finally, since 2017, she's worked as a stalwart on the Planning and Zoning Commission. Her contributions to the P&Z are grounded in her professional career as a successful realtor in Norwalk area since 2007. And finally, if that was not enough, she has supported her community through years of active involvement in the Rowayton Civic Association, Norwalk Land Trust, and the Row 8 Gardens. I think that it's going to be very worthwhile for her to continue on the P and Z. So I hope that she will be confirmed.
Thank you, Mr. Frayer. Are there any other comments?
I'd also like to show my support for Tammy. I've known her for a very long time as well. Actually babysat her kids back in the day. But I just think she has a really good pulse of what the character of Norwalk should be like, being on the planning and zoning. And she's very civically engaged and is just out there in the community talking with folks about what it means to live in Norwalk. And I think she'd be a continued great addition to the P&Z.
Thank you, Mr. Buccalow. Ms. Young?
Thank you, Mayor. So, I don't know her kids, don't live near her, but what I have to say is that what I do know of Mrs. Langalis is that she listens. And planning and zoning is not an easy commission to be on. It's one of the more important commissions. I mean, they're all important, but when we talk about what they do and development and how it impacts communities, I have found her to be someone who listens to, what folks have to say and take it into consideration. And I think that's something that is definitely necessary with such a commitment and responsibility. So, she's always open. And whenever I've had anything to say or question, she was always open to listening and asking further questions. And so I really do appreciate that. And I think that's what's needed on the Planning and Zoning Commission. So I support this reappointment.
Thank you, Ms. Young. Any others? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Abstentions? And that carries unanimously, and congratulations to Tammy and thank you for your service. I too must add that Tammy really is a great public servant and has a balanced perspective and really has been an important member of the Planning and Zoning Commission. And I thank you, Tammy, for your willingness to continue serving. Next is the reappointment of Diana Lenkowski to Planning and Zoning Commission as an alternate. Is there a motion, please? Mr. Frayer.
Yes. I'd like to put Diana Lenkowski up for alternate on Planning and Zoning. She's lived in Norwalk for 38 years. She started with Purdue Pharma when that was part of Norwalk and managed their facilities and real estate in the city for quite a number of years while she was with Purdue. As when she was with Purdue Pharma, she was also very notable that she won the Walter W. Wheeler Leadership Award, which is awarded for recognition of people that volunteer to the local communities. Walter Wheeler was the chairman of Pitney Bowes years ago, and put this award out there to be given to people that contribute heavily to the region on an annual basis. She currently works for TXP Services, which focuses on economic development and land use. So with this kind of a background, I think that Diana will be an excellent participant on the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Thank you, Mr. Frayer. Are there any other comments? Okay, seeing none, please signify if you are in favor by raising your hand. All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? And that also carries unanimously. And thank you, Diana, for your willingness to continue serving. Moving on to Mayor's remarks. Just want to send a huge thank you to all the men and women of our Public Works Department for their very hard work during the storm. This was the kind of storm we hadn't seen in a very, very long time with a lot of snow to move. And so, DPW operations crews reported very early. They started around 6 a.m. on Sunday morning, worked continuously throughout the day and evening. And by, had a little rest time, back to work Monday morning, and conducted a full citywide cleanup. Recreation and park staffs were also deployed to begin clearing sidewalks around school properties. And so we've got everything finished and ready to go. And so they really did a very, very stellar job. One thing I do want to remind residents, and we have been getting this message out on our social media, to make sure to clear their sidewalks and walkways in a timely manner. Very important, especially around our schools where we have school children who are walking to school, also near bus stops, So again, huge thanks to our DPW crews. A note on the incredible, wonderful Martin Luther King Jr. events that occurred last weekend. A huge thank you to the organizers for all of the amazing events. Thank you especially to the IMF, the NAACP, and Norwalk Public Schools. As the month of January comes to an end, I want to acknowledge that we celebrated Muslim Heritage Month. We recognize and celebrate the rich history, culture, and contributions of Muslim Americans to our city. Our Muslim residents strengthen our community through their leadership, service, entrepreneurship, and commitment to family and faith. Also need to remind everyone that the last day to pay your current tax bill is February 2nd. That's next Tuesday. Am I right? You can do this in person, over the phone, or online. And finally, some upcoming events and dates. Black History Month is approaching in February, and the city, as well as other organizations, have a lot of wonderful events planned, so stay tuned for more information on that. Please save the date for the Mayor's Ball, which will be held on March 6th. I have announced the recipients of the proceeds will be Triangle Community Center and Mid-Fairfield Community Care Center. And finally, it's never too early to think about summer plans, especially in this very cold weather. Our Norwalk Recreation and Parks Play and Learn series will be open for registration beginning on March 23rd. If you need to set up a payment plan, you can register for that from February 16th through the 27th. And that is it for remarks, and I will turn it over to Mr. Goldstein, our Council President.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And I just want to join in and speak on behalf of my colleagues by saying thank you to you and thank you to the extraordinary DPW team, as well as, frankly, a huge number of departments stretching from police and fire to our public school system, all of whom worked in concert, and Michelle DeLuca, the emergency management coordinator, for managing the biggest storm in a decade. And it's really an amazing effort. And so I just want to thank you and for the whole team. With that, consent calendar will be read tonight by Council Member Jesse Buccalow. So with that, Jesse.
All right, this is really exciting. Number one, narrative, our Finance and Claims Committee. Number one, narrative on tax collections dated January 2026. Number two, monthly tax collectors reports dated December 2025. Number three, approved claims committee report dated January 2026. Number five, authorize the purchasing agent to issue a purchase order to GovConnection, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $112,733.13 for Microsoft Office 365 licenses renewal, account allocation 011370-574C. 6, authorize the mayor, Barbara C. Smith, to execute a 5-year agreement with Charles B. Feldman and Associates, LLC, for project 4477 personal property audits for a total not to exceed $165,000 for the 5-year period, funding available from the account number 11320-5253. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Account numbers noted. I wanted to make sure this was by the books. No.
You're doing great.
Okay. Recreation, Parks, and Cultural Affairs. Number one, authorize the mayor, Barbara C. Smith, to execute a second amendment to the June 22nd, 2021 agreement between the City of Norwalk and Kimley Horn Associates, Inc. for assisting with the completion and submission of the 2027 accreditation rules to the National Recreation Parks Association, NRPA Commission for Accreditation, an amount not to exceed $170,680 from accounts. What am I supposed to say for that?
Accounts number noted.
Accounts number noted. Okay, perfect. Number two, authorize the mayor, Barbara C. Smith, to enter into an agreement for the use of Calf Pasture Beach and Veterans Park and the immediate surrounding grounds by the International Student Aid Association for their walkathon to be held on Saturday, April 25th, 2026, from 9:00 a.m. to 1:00 p.m., set up at 7:00 a.m. with tear down by 2:45 p.m., approximately 70 people. Number three, authorize the mayor, Barbara C. Smith, to enter into an agreement for the use of Silver Mine Elementary School and immediate surrounding grounds by Club Connecticut for their Boston Build-Up 10K to be held on Sunday, March 1st, 2026, from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., approximately 150 people. Authorize the mayor, Barbara C. Smith, to enter into an agreement for the use of calf pasture and immediate surrounding grounds by Pet Animal Welfare Society, PAWS, for their run with the PAWS 5K to be held on Sunday, March 22nd, 2026, from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., set up at 7:30 a.m. with tear down by 1:30 p.m., approximately 200 people. Number five, authorize the mayor, Barbara C. Smith, to enter into an agreement for the use of Taylor Farm and immediate surrounding grounds by Greenwich Kennel Club for their AKC dog show to be held on Friday, June 5th and Saturday, June 6th, 2026, from 7:00 a.m. to 4:00 p.m., set up on June 3rd and June 4th, from 7:00 a.m. to 10:00 p.m., approximately 500 people. Number six, authorize the mayor, Barbara C. Smith, to enter into an agreement for the use of Taylor Farm and immediate surrounding grounds by Longshore Southport Kennel Club Dog Show for their AKC dog show to be held on Sunday, June 7th, 2026, from 7:00 a.m. to 7:00 p.m., and Monday, June 8th, 2026, from 7:00 a.m. to 5:00 p.m., tear down by 12:00 p.m. Tuesday, June 9th, approximately 250 people. Number seven, authorize the mayor, Barbara C. Smith, to enter into an agreement for the use of Veterans Park and immediate surrounding grounds by Norwalk Police and Fire Emerald Society for their St. Patrick's Day Parade to be held on Saturday, March 14th, 2026, from 12:00 to 2:00 p.m., set up at 10:30 a.m. with tear down by 2:00 p.m., approximately 100 people. Number eight, authorize the mayor, Barbara C. Smith, to enter an agreement for the use of Veterans Park and immediate surrounding grounds by JS Endurance for their Garabelle Sono Half Marathon 5K and Kids Fun Run to be held Sunday, October 4th, 2026, from 8:30 a.m. to 12:00 p.m., set up on 8:30 a.m. Saturday, October 3rd, with tear down by 3:00 p.m. Sunday, October 5th, approximately 1,200 people. Number nine, a technical correction. Authorize the mayor, Barbara C. Smith, to enter into a contract with Greenway Property Services for grant project number 4463R, Norwalk Urban Trails Projects, in an amount not to exceed $724,828.50 from accounts. What's the word I'm supposed to use again?
Noted.
Noted. I'm going to write that down and note that. Yeah, the accounts noted. And then I believe that's it for the community services. Number one, authorize the mayor, Barbara C. Smith, to execute agreements and amendments with Connecticut State Community College, Norwalk, for health department staff and volunteers to use space on CT State Norwalk campus for the Know Your Numbers health screening program on various dates between February 1st, 2026 and December 31st, 2026. And number two, authorize the mayor, Barbara C. Smith, to execute agreements and amendments with POC Network Technologies, LLC, DBA Transact RX to provide billing services on behalf of the Norwalk Health Department beginning on the date of the signing of the agreement and continuing for a duration of 1 year, after which the agreement will renew automatically.
And now, thank you. Back to you, Mayor.
You have to take that.
Oh, wait, I have to take the vote. Now having the consent calendar having been read by Councilmember Desi Bucklow, thank you. All in favor of voting for everything? That was in favor, obviously. Opposed? Well, no, obviously it's a consent calendar, so there is no opposed. With that, consent calendar has been approved. I'm gonna get better at this, I promise, I swear. Now back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Goldstein. Mr. Freya.
Yes, we have one other item on the Finance and Claims Committee. That is to a resolution to authorize a special appropriation for transportation, mobility, and parking department in the amount of $500,000 for the Sono Roundabout project from the municipal grant and aid funding account so noted. This is, and I'd like to move this item, and I'd like to just say a few words about it. This is funding for Norwalk's first roundabout that will be located on Wilson Avenue and Meadow Street and Main Street, and will be part of a project to remove the entire old abutment, that railway abutment that is in that area right now. We have with us Ben Young from TNP that is going to talk a little bit more about this. And I'd also like to remind everybody that we're going to have a workshop at the new South Norwalk School on February 2nd. And I think Mr. Young will talk a little bit about that as well.
You know what? I think Ben's an attendee. I don't know if he's been promoted to a panelist.
We just promoted him. He should be able to speak momentarily.
Great, thank you.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Ben. There we go.
All right, great. Good evening, council members. Thank you for the introduction, Councilman Freyer. So, yes, we are excited to be really getting into this project now for the roundabout right next to South Norwalk Elementary, soon to be Ruby Shaw. So this is something that community members have been asking us for a long time. It's just a difficult intersection to maneuver around and navigate because of the geometry. It's kind of two awkwardly spaced T intersections, and when you approach from one side, you can't see all the way to the other side. Especially with the opening of the new school last fall, we are really making good on our promise to deliver this project. So this intersection is getting converted into a modern roundabout. There's going to be safe pedestrian crossings across all approaches, along with sidewalks leading to the roundabout. So we think it's going to be a big benefit to students and their parents and families going to and from the school, in addition to the entire community. So the requested action for you tonight is to approve the appropriation of $500,000. These are state funds through the Municipal Grant and Aid program. And this $500,000 is going to supplement some existing funding that we already have, $1 million in city capital funds, as well as a $2.5 million community investment fund grants through the state's through the DECD. So the requested action will allow us to unlock this funding source, which is going to be critical because I believe you probably heard from TNP Director Jim Travers at the last meeting about how we're about to execute a contract for construction of phase 1 for this project, which entails taking down the existing rail berm along with the old bridge abutment and excavating it to roadway grade. So phase 1 is just to remove some of the visual obstruction that's there, but it's not going to complete the roundabout. We are in the midst of design for this roundabout right now, simultaneously with construction of phase 1. And we have this wonderful preliminary concept plan, which we will present more on at this public information open house. So again, I'll plug the time, location, date. So it's going to be at the school, so South Norwalk Elementary School, from 5:30 to 7 p.m. on Monday, February 2nd. And all of you are invited to attend. So with that, does anybody have any questions?
Any questions for Ben?
I just want to make a quick comment, which is, first of all, Ben, thank you. There's been now a lot of, sort of public information about this project, both in the most recent economic and community development meeting, a good presentation from Jim Travers last week, and in the back of memos, and it's publicly available, Ben did an excellent memo explaining the projects and sort of the phase one. So I encourage anyone who's interested to read that, because it does give a really technical and thorough explanation. So Ben, thank you for doing that. And yeah, come out to the event and learn more about the project. So I'm excited to see what's to come.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
Mayor,
Yes, Ms. Young.
thank you. So, I'm really excited about this project. I mean, it really is long overdue, not just for the school, but just for the community at large, because it's just been, an accident waiting to happen since it's been in existence. But adding young people and families walking just adds another level of safety measures that are needed. And so I appreciate this. And so for the meeting on the 2nd, so I know the school is probably the biggest venue or tool that you use to get the information out. But can you tell me just how far and wide
The
you
outreach.
guys went? Yeah, your outreach was?
So we went from the intersection. We kind of did a rough circle about half a mile out from the intersection and captured all the properties, both residential and business, including actual tenants living on site, as well as the property owners, if that was the case, if there was renters. So we sent letters, which were actually also sent to you guys, the council members. We sent those Friday with the hope to get them out before the storm. So at this point, they should all be delivered. We have a flyer that we have sent to the school administration to distribute to the families of the school. And as of today, I believe there was a newspaper ad in the Hour, along with, I think there was actually an article written for it just a couple of days ago as well. So the knowledge of the roundabout is pretty widespread, I think, at this point. And I think we'll have a social media post for all this as well, if we haven't yet.
Perfect. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Abstentions? And that carries unanimously. And yes, we've waited a long time for this. Very good news for the community, for the school community. And also worth pointing out that as well as this great roundabout, there is drainage work also simultaneously being done by DPW, and that's been long needed too. So really going to improve the situation at that intersection. And so now moving on to Recreation and Parks and Cultural Affairs, Ms. Young.
Thank you, Mayor. So we have 10B, authorize the mayor, Barbara C. Smith, to execute an agreement with Omens Garden Center for City Purchasing Department Project 4417 TP 2025-1, supply, planting, and tree pit construction for trees and shrubs at various locations for an amount not to exceed $455,000 from account numbers noted. We have Mr. Stowers here to talk a little bit more about what we're doing with our tree planting. We know that it's part of our sustainability and our environmental, programming across the city. And so Mr. Stowers can share a little bit more about this project in particular.
I
And
believe
Ken
we need to
Hughes.
vary.
I'm sorry. I think maybe moving both of them, Ken up as well if you can. Yeah.
Good evening, Matt, Madam Councilwoman, and Mayor Barbara Smith, and of course Josh Goldstein, and the rest of the members. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
Okay. This is a funding source that came to us last year as a result of a grant. It's a new planting contract funded by a grant from U.S. Forest Service that was awarded in 2024. The original funding is from the Inflationary Reduction Act. It's a standalone contract for the grant funding as requirements come from the grant source. And Ken Hughes, who supervises Sarah Cruz, who is our arborist, they've really worked out the details of how we're going to spend this money. And as I stated, it's $1 million grant, and it has various components to it. And one of the largest components is the tree planting, the contract. And the purpose is really to bring our tree canopy over a period of years to a point where we are racially comparable to other Connecticut areas. So I'll let Ken talk about how this grant will help us in our tree canopy goals. It does the grant also has an education component to it, outreach component, and also it has a component that we will be contracting with a conservation group to organize volunteers to actually care and water and provide maintenance for the trees that are going to be planted. Yeah, the grant also with that, it provides for money for I think 2 crews that will be caring for the trees that we plant. And so I'll let Ken go more in the detail about exactly how we have selected the sites and how we're going to do the work.
Thank you, Robert. Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. So Robert, gave some pretty good detail about this upcoming contract with Omen's Garden Center. We're relatively excited for a few reasons. Number one, this is the first time in a long while we had a local City of Norwalk business bid on the city tree contract. So we're very excited to work with Omen's. I've worked with him before on smaller projects. Throughout the purchasing project, with our interviews, we were assured that he's up to the task, and we're excited, to get going. Robert also alluded to other aspects of this grant, which not only involves tree planting, but we also are going to hire several interns, and we also have money to purchase some tree maintenance materials moving forward. Not sure if you are aware, but some of the issues we had in the past about newly planted trees were the follow-up care. So we were to make sure that in this contract, we included a 2-year watering schedule with monthly watering updates, given to myself and the city arborist, Sarah Cruz. And there's also a 2-year guarantee on all the new plantings. One of the things that we're going to use a new staff for is to actually go out and monitor the contractor, and also to monitor the health of the new trees that we plant. As you probably recall, we just recently finished a master plan of trees, And in that master plan, it shows areas of the city which are in need of additional tree canopy. So we're basing a lot of our plant sites off of that master plan, as well as requests from residents or local businesses. And one other aspect I'd like to highlight in this contract is the addition of tree pits. Our past tree planting contracts didn't include planting within city sidewalks. So this contract actually includes the installation of tree pits, which will open up a lot of the areas where we previously could not install trees due to, hardscape and pavement areas. So, if you guys have any questions, I'm here to answer any questions. We're looking forward to working with Omens, and, we're going to hit the ground running this coming spring.
And most of the plantings will be done. Mostly all the plantings will be done in South Norwalk. The grant calls for us to plant trees where there previously have been a very low tree canopy. So we're forced to we're actually lucky and blessed to have such a comprehensive grant. Also, this is separate. This is additional money. This is additional money from what we normally get from our capital budget to do tree planting. So this is new money to do that. And we're hopeful that if we do a very good job, that this grant will be extended. Originally, we applied for a 5-year, a $5 million grant. And there's some effort to kind of see how things go before more money's put in. So we're going to do a great job. So I think we'll be getting more money in the future. So thank you. If there's any more questions, we're here to answer them.
Any more questions for Mr. Stowers or for Kent? All right, seeing none.
Mayor.
Oh, go ahead.
Mayor, I just wanted to Recreation and Parks horn. I think it's a great thing that we're doing. We're doing our part and providing tree canopies across the city, and just all the hard work of the staff and Sarah Cruz and even the group of young people that were assembled last summer to help out with the tree planting program. So not only are we doing that, but we're also educating and grooming young people to keep this sort of effort moving forward in the city, which I think is a great thing. So thank you to Robert, Ken, Sarah, and the whole department for what they do.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Young. Anyone else? Okay, all in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Abstentions? And that is unanimous. Excellent. We keep those trees planting and growing.
Thank you.
here in the city.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And with that, I will entertain a motion.
Motion. I'm the new
What's that
Lisa.
motion, Ms. Young? The new Lisa.
Motion to adjourn.
There we go. Thank you, all in favor. Thank you, everyone. We're adjourned.
Thank you. Have a good
Good
night.
Night, everyone.
Night.
Have a good night.